Hey y'all, hey chicks, let's chat. So first thing first, so I don't know if some of y'all saw the video yesterday, but well, I didn't see it until yesterday. So I guess it's Swiss Beats with his son in the car, and the son cussing like a grown man, right? So of course, cause I saw it on IG, of course, people was going at it in the comments. Um, Now, what surprised me the most was the fact about the people in the comments who were like, they're just words, and so what? Let them have their kid. That's their kids. Blah blah blah. That's kind of what always surprised me, to see people reactions. And I guess the thing about today's society is that we have to understand that everybody ain't cut the same way, right? And everybody not looking at things from the same lens that you are looking at it from, right? And to those people, they may have been just words, but to other people who really get it, because yeah, you don't really get it when you saying those just words. It's so many different components to that little boy cussing in front of his daddy like that, right? The first one that stood out to me was the fact that it's so normal to him that you could tell that he does it all the time, right? The problem with doing it all the time is that that becomes your norm, and then that becomes who you are. Now you're a cusser. You're a child and you're a cusser. It's bad enough to be an adult and your verbiage is like that, but to be a child who's going to grow into an adult who's going to be like that, if mom and dad don't stop it now. Here's the thing. Who wants to be around a kid like that? I still believe that adults really don't like disrespectful kids. And if you are disrespecting your parents, what type of respect you going to have for other adults out in the world? The respect level is not going to be there, and you cannot tell me any different, because he's so accustomed to cursing. He cusses around other adults, and you ain't gonna tell me that he don't. Now, they may not say nothing to them. They may have friends that's coming around and they don't say nothing to them. They probably footing the bill with their friends, and they got other celebrity friends who they understand that foolishness because they probably let some of their kids do it too. So nobody ain't checking nobody. Nobody ain't saying, you know what, y'all shouldn't let him do that. They don't have those kind of friends. They got to go to the internet to hear that type of stuff. But my main concern is that here it is, as a man, you let your son talk to you and talk around you like that. So he's doing the same thing to his mom. And then as a grown man and husband, you allow it. So you allow him to disrespect you, and you allow him to cuss and carry on around his mama, and if he has sisters, the same way. So you're teaching him to be a disrespectful man. See, sometimes having a daddy in the house is not always the answer. You need the right type of daddy in the house. You need a certain kind of man. You need a strong man mentally, spiritually, emotionally. A man with some emotional intelligence would know that what I'm allowing him to do is not going to be right for him later on when he gets around certain type of women, and then they have to bring him home to meet their dad, who is a strong man, and every other word coming out his mouth is a cuss word. How embarrassing that is going to be for her, because she wasn't raised like that. And her parents looking at her crazy and looking at him, because their daughter already told him that, oh, his mom is such and such and his dad is such and such. So they thinking, okay, their daughter have hooked up with someone who's gonna have, good mannerism, financial stability, etc. Then get this goon in the house and he don't have no manners, no respect. Man, listen. That's why I'm like, it's so many different levels to that. And of course, people don't like other people speaking on people, kids. Yeah, kids should be off limits. But what I have had to learn is that when you bring your stuff to the internet, ain't nothing off limits. Because this global, this worldwide. So it don't matter how much you don't want to hear X, Y, and Z, it's coming. The only thing you can do is turn them comments off. And even if you turn them comments off, guess what? You're going to have bloggers and people like me that they're going to tap in on that. They're going to tap in on that. And seems to me that, you know, even if it's okay to go on in the house at the point where he see you recording, see, he don't even have enough respect for him to stop that foolishness when his dad is recording. He don't have no turn on and turn off switch. They didn't even teach him to have that. Man, listen, on my worst day, I would hate to see my niece with that joker. I don't care what kind of means his parents have. You hear me? I would not care what kind of financial wealth he is going to inherit or have right now. If your mouth is like that, listen, I'm a grown woman, and I told my brother was trying to tell me to put him down with, you know, somebody. I told him, listen, and this was just a few months ago. I told him, why? You don't ever want me to? No. I do want you to have somebody, but I want you to have somebody like you. You curse too much. You need to learn how to speak. You need to learn how to talk without using all them cuss words. Don't nobody want to bring you around their mama and daddy and every other word come out your mouth is a cuss word for no reason. Just words that you can leave out of a sentence. And you just always have to add them in. That don't make you tougher. That don't make you sound more, you know, hard or rough. None of that. So what's the point of it? And if you know it's a habit, why not work towards trying to break it? I have had my spells where, you know, I'm cussing and carrying on like a sailor, but for one thing, that don't look good on a woman, period. It doesn't look good on a woman. It doesn't look good on a aging woman. You understand young girls, they're foolish, they talking their foolish talk, etc., so forth. Okay, hopefully they'll come into their maturity and start saying, you know what, I want to take a different path. But it's certain things that it's just not a good look. And having a foul and filthy mouth, that's one of them. And that is one reason why I could have came on here and been as, believe you me, I could have been just as ratchet as the rest. But you know what? Why would I want to present myself to the world in that way? Number one, I have a full-time job. So I represent a company and people. So that alone makes me not be able to come on here and do that. Now, because I have my own brand and my own outside stuff from my job, I could if I wanted to. But I care more about how I present myself in real life. Right? I really do. Because I could still make videos and I could just make them private and only for my members or whoever and just go, you know. And that's not to say you will never hear me say this or that. But just to come on, just carrying on, no, that's not my character. Now, if you get me out of character, you're going to hear some things that you never thought you would hear from anybody. Believe you me. But I hate to get out of character and do that. I hate to do that. So when I see these kids, it's like it's becoming commonplace to see, you know, these kids cussing and, you know, but just when you see adults allowing it, it's like, man, you know, you start to really understand that the world that we living in is much different. Phone I fell. And the things that are allowed it's just mind-boggling, you know. So you have to really get used to the fact that how you grew up and some of the principles and morals that were instilled in you, you can't expect that to continue to be. I think sometimes that we try so hard to give children a life that we didn't have or allow them to do things we couldn't do, you know. But in our giving them of things that we didn't get, we don't give them the things we did get, the things that made us who we are. Being able to be respectable and stuff like that. Had either one of them jokers, either one of his parents went into the offices of their labels, cussing and carrying on like that, would they have got the contracts that they got? They wouldn't have. Because that wasn't who they even their industry or celebrity persona wasn't tied up in that. So how you raise a kid that is cussing and carrying on like they have, drill rappers for parents? Make that make sense. Then everybody want to be like a celebrity. Celebrities have shown you that they don't have the good sense that you think they have. You just look at their accolades. You look at their awards. You look at their money. But you don't really see what really drives them, who really drives them, what is really driving them. Oh, but you do see it when them kids coming up. You see exactly what those parents were made of, because what they were made of, they instilled that into their children at that age. Now, by the time they start hitting them teens, okay, they start veering off. But that little young fella, listen, that little young fella, he should still be under the thumb. You should still have a hold on him, right? One thing about it, it's never too late to change. And I'm not just sitting here. I didn't even come on here to just be talking about all this. But when I thought about it, I was like, yeah, let me address this, because it has become too common. But the sad thing is, it's going to continue and it's going to get worse. That's one thing I'm realizing, is that the world that we have come from, it is constantly changing. It's constantly changing. And some things get better, but a lot more things seem to get worse. So we just have to come to grips with the way we were raised, or under the guys that we were raised under, not doing certain things around adults, in front of adults, etc. Oh, all kids, because yes, but I was doing it at school. And even if I was doing it at home on the phone, nobody wasn't going to hear me doing it. I was not going to be brazen enough to have adult vocab, and I ain't paying no bills in the house. And I still get punished. So why would I want to allow that? See, that made me wonder, like, if you can do that, what do you have to do? What they have to do to get on punishment? If that doesn't cause for punishment, what kind of stuff are they doing around the house that will make them get in trouble if that doesn't do it? But hey, not my kids, not my business. At the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to. But that's that. I'm gonna end it at that, because I got some more stuff I want to talk about today. Y'all have a good one.